Hi friends, it's Byron and I'm back with a brand new video. I recently went on a 5-night Carnival cruise to the Caribbean. We went to the Bahamas, we went to Nassau, we went to Half Moon Cay, the private island that's owned by Carnival Cruise Line, I believe. So, I'm not going to talk about the actual cruise that much, and I will get into a little bit of the 5 tips toward the end of this video to let you guys know what I would do differently or what I would bring to make my cruise a little bit better. So, without further ado, let's get into the first part of the cruise, and that's Nassau. And sorry, friends, just a correction. We also went to Grand Turk as well. So now on to Nassau. So we're in their brand new port that they built. It's really, really nice. We didn't book any excursions with Carnival Cruise Line, but there was a guy out there selling some excursions, and it was the one that we wanted to go on. And I'm sorry, but it was $60 less than it was doing a cruise line. There was a group of 8 of us, so we kind of felt secure. And then there was about 8 more other people in this group as well. We went around the city, and one of the stops that we stopped at first was tea testing. So as tea tasting, I'm sorry. And as you will see when we go inside the shop, that of course it was a gift shop, but then you could also buy teas, and there was some taste testing of the teas. There were 2 tour groups inside of this small shop at the time, so space was very limited. A lot of the teas that are on the fore wall and right there behind those young ladies. And then next to that was the place where you can sample the rums. And I actually did sample some of the rum. The rum was actually pretty strong. It was pretty good. And all of this came with the $40 tour. And those were some kind of fritters here. You'll see what they are in a second. And they kind of remind me a little bit of like a crab cake kind of thing. And then we went on to a historic site in the Bahamas where there was some sort of lighthouse and some kind of fort that they had built. And you can go inside the fort for about $3 and do a tour of it as well. I didn't do it myself because I've seen it on this fort here. I've seen it on other YouTube channels, and it's pretty much just a fort. So then we went to the rum cake factory, and this is actually a pretty good one. A lot of my family bought some of the cakes, and we did get to taste test at least 2 of the cakes, and they were very moist. The rum was definitely there, and I actually enjoyed it. I did feel myself eating. No, I didn't feel myself eating them because I don't know. I'm just not into that whole thing. But anyway, the rum cakes were very moist, very rummy, very good. Then we moved on to Paradise Island. This is where a lot of the rich people live. And if you ever heard of the Atlantis, that was a picture of Atlantis. And then this is right outside where a lot of the people with the yachts and the things and the people that have money, of course, is there. And we'll get into Atlantis here real soon. So then, of course, there was a lot of shops and very upscale things there in Atlantis. The casino and all that good things is there. This is back out and around again. If you visit Paradise Island, you can definitely go to Atlantis and do some of the adventures. You don't have to stay there to do it. And you can swim with the dolphins, and I believe it's the sharks or whatever it is. There was some of the things that you can see that you can do there if you are in Atlantis. I will say, if I ever came back to the Bahamas, this is definitely where I would stay. I wouldn't stay on the other side of the Bahamas. Okay, now that we are back from Nassau, was that a fun time or no? Anyway, it was hot, but it was fun. So the second day, or the second night, or the second port we went to was Half Moon Cay. It was a private island that, if you don't know, you get a free lunch there. Just make sure you look it up. They don't necessarily tell you, but then there was a lot of things for the kids to do. The beach was fun. Anyway, it was definitely a beach day. There's no one lives there. It's a private island. It's just a beach day. Just go out and have some fun, and you'll see us do just that. And of course, just like I said before, Half Moon Cay was pretty much just a beach day, and we just sat and relaxed and kind of chilled out, enjoyed the scenic view. They did have a beach party that was there going on with some music and things, so it was very chill day. There's some little fish there swimming in the water, and yeah, it was just something to see the cruise ship there in the back. We were the only cruise ship there that day, so it was okay. And there was no gift shops or anything here. It was just the beach. Now, without further ado, let's get into Grand Turk. So the last stop was Grand Turk, and of course we get off. There's a little walk from the pier, but not a long one. It shoots you off into, of course, another port, the gift shops and things like that. Where again, we didn't book the excursion, but we got a um, city tour of Grand Turk, and it was only $25 a person. And this particular one, again, was probably like twice the price if you booked through the cruise line. All of the homes didn't look like this in Grand Turk. Some of the people were very poor. And you could rent ATVs and scooters and Jeeps on the island when you got there and did tours that way. I always think that the safest way is to jump on a tour bus. Hopefully, it's air conditioned and just ride and hear whatever story that there is that they want to tell you about the place and just sit back and relax. Ah, the water was beautiful. Now, way back when, they were famous for the salt that they had there on the lands, and people would come from near and far to do it to preserve meat and things like that, according to the tour guide. And there's a lot of the salt lakes that they have there. And you guys know I am just a fool for animals, and I just love the flamingos. Some of the rich people live over there, and there's a small cemetery.
Is the village. The dog is called Bumba. Alright? Now watch what's going to happen. Listen up. What the gentleman is going to do. All right? The donkey whisper. Stay on board for the first 2 minutes. Stay on board. Watch what's going to happen. This guy is going to put a cookie in his mouth. And when he put the cookie in his mouth, the donkey is going to eat the cookie out of his mouth.
The donkeys
You know who the donkey whisperer is?
back
It's
then,
myself.
they
I am that crazy donkey whisperer.
They are
These are my donkeys. I am going to put the cookie in my mouth in the middle of the road. You're going to watch. Do not try it. Your lips will get a donkey belly. I am a donkey whisperer. You are a damn terrorist. Remember that. All right? Do not do what I'm about to do for you right now. Claudine is going to help me. You got to go with me, Claudine. Help me with Jeff. Jeff is the arrogant one. Watch Jeff trying to kick. Watch him. Acting like an ass right now. Jeff, behave. I'm going to come out with me, Claudine. Watch this. Good morning, Claudine. Come here. Good morning, and watch what's going to happen. Don't try this at home. I am going to speak to him, and he's saying yes, person he was in a fight earlier before he got my spot. I'm going to talk to him. He's saying yes. He is saying, okay, hold on. He's saying, give me the cookie, and I'm saying yes, you're going to get the cookie. He said, I'm going to be good. I'm going to act like a donkey, not like an ass. He's telling me that. Now watch what's going to happen. Here we go.
All right.
One more time, we're going to try one more time. We're going to do it one more time. Do not ask me to take a picture. All right, if you don't catch it now, that's your business, all right? And I'm going to call on 2 guests now to do what I do, but to feed them from the hand. Start coming, you. Somebody in the back, I want the next volunteer. Come here, big guy. Watch this again. Here we go. Watch this.
All right.
Now, one more time. Here we go.
Come here. All right.
Now, I want you to come here, and ma'am, come here. Come here, big guy. What's your name? Jermaine. Okay, here. Watch this. You're going to give it to him, and you're going to touch him on his forehead. Give it to him. Now you got to touch him. He's your buddy. Come here, young lady. Come here. Now I get right here for you, girl. Come. What's your name? Come in the front. Watch out now. He might like those 2 things in front of you, okay? Be careful, girl. Keep up like this, okay? Because I'm telling you. Go ahead. Yeah, come here, girl. I'm just messing. Go ahead, touch him. All right, you see that, guys? All right, get up for my donkeys, everybody. All right, now we're going to unstrap the straps. You guys are going to come off.
And there's me feeding one of their donkeys. Yeah, I was scared. And then, of course, that famous astronaut that touched down. Now that we're back from Grand Turk, what do you guys think of this 5-night Carnival cruise? Anyway, I definitely found it enjoyable, but like I said, I will not go into like the actual cruise itself. It was nothing that Carnival did or the staff. Everybody there was very nice, and I enjoyed the cruise and the service. But I will say that a lot of the shenanigans that goes on a Carnival cruise definitely went on this one, but it did not spoil my cruise. In addition, like the 5 things that I noticed that I would do differently or bring or whatever is this, and it's in no particular order, is that I would fly in the day earlier. We live a little bit close to Miami. It's like a 2-hour flight, so I really didn't sweat it that much, but it would have made it a little bit less stressful. Like we flew into Miami at 12, and then the last people could board was at 2:30, and we took the last boarding thing. Anyway, we got there by like 1:30 or whatever, so it wasn't a huge deal. But 1 hour delay at the airport could have been a whole nother conversation. So anyway, that's one of the things I definitely could do. What I definitely would do, one, if I could afford it, and if I didn't live so close. The Sail Away card. I would definitely just mind yourself, especially if you're not good at managing money. That thing, you can punch those 4 numbers in and you can buy pretty much anything at the drop of a hat. So I would just keep in mind, maybe preload some money if you are not one of those people, or set a limit or something. Call somebody and be like, hey, I need to set a limit. I will spend everything I have. They want to make it easy and accessible for you, and that it really is. So I would just pay attention to how much I'm spending, and if you download their app, you can see everything that you charge and all the things that are going on the ship when you are there. So I would definitely get their hub app. The third thing I would do is bring like some playing cards or some small games that you can play dominoes, Uno, something of that sort. They do have a lot of entertainment ownership. Sometimes you don't want to do the entertainment that's being offered, or sometimes you may find it redundant. So I would just say bring something that you can play, and especially as a family. Sometimes we just wanted to just chill as a group of our own, and that would have been something to do. Noise canceling headphones is another thing. I know you want to hear the announcements and things, but if you're in with a roommate, maybe you guys can alternate nights to get a good rest, because there are slits in the door so you can hear the announcements, but a lot of people like to make noise in the hallways and have a whole bunch of conversations. So anyway, the noise level in the hallways are something to not be desired. And then the last thing I would do, I would bring the liquids that they require you to bring, especially if you like to drink soda. I drink Diet Coke. You can bring a whole 12-pack can of Diet Coke, and you can bring a 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne. It was very nice to make mimosas or have a glass of wine with each of your dinners. If you guys found this video enjoyable at any point in time, you stay here to the end. Like, comment, subscribe, any of those things. It is free. The channel only grows with you and me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.